Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is me going with Q4 of the bi-weekly contest 175 minimum partition score. Hit the like button, subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this one. So this one, the first thing I wanted to do is, with these things, at least for me, I always find it a little bit tricky. And so what I like to do is do it by writing the brute force code, right? And just before I kind of get any deeper, this is a dynamic programming problem. And if you struggle with dynamic programming, this is not, honestly, this is not the problem to get started on dynamic programming. So I'm gonna use my disclaimer to say that prerequisite of this problem is dynamic programming. So please, it's okay, right? Like to be in different stages in life and learning process and all that stuff. But come back afterwards. It's okay to not. It's okay. This is a ridiculous problem if you don't know dynamic programming. So we're not gonna go over dynamic programming in any detail. So come back afterwards. Thanks. But let's just assume that you are you have it, and we'll write it the most naive way, right? And maybe the naive way. And I actually did write this during my attempt. Even though I didn't solve it because I was a little bit I'll talk about it more later. But this is basically the dynamic programming solution. I had some like weird thing to kind of test, but this is the dynamic programming solution that you might have seen, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. But I would also say, by the way, if you're still watching this and you think you know dynamic programming, I would say that this is a very hard dynamic programming problem. Not even hard in like a way that is just like difficult and impossible to understand, but it is definitely in a way that if you know it, you know it. If you don't know it, it's maybe you could come up with it, but it's just hard. Like I don't think I could come up with it. I'll put it that way without having seen and learned it otherwise, right? So I just want to put it out there in case you're like, wow, like I don't want to be like, knowledge is, for this one anyway, which is also why, by the way, I do not consider this a good problem because it's just like knowing things, right? It's fine, but it's not, I don't know. If it gets people to learn, it may be a good problem for that in that sense, but it's probably too annoying for interviews. I wouldn't even learn it for interviews, and for contests, this is just not inspiring. Even though and I say that as someone who got it like took too long, etc. But nonetheless, it's just not interesting, right? But anyway, so this is how I write it. But the reason, of course, this doesn't work is that this would time out. Index is O of n, right? Left is O of k, and then there's a loop in there. This you could probably have done in a sliding window. So this you could speed it up. But this loop is still O of n, and as a result, this is going to be n squared times k, which is too slow for n, and k is equal to 1,000, right? That's just like a billion. So that's kind of the first part, right? And the first thing that and this is what I do, because for me, for these kind of problems, I need the visualization. And for me, seeing the code is visualization for me because I've just done enough DP. That might not be the case for you because, well, people just have different ways of visualizing things in their head. I actually did a little bit of a disclaimer is that during the contest, I actually did. I guess I didn't think about it that deeply, which is why I need this visualization. Was that I thought this would be easier to optimize out, but I was wrong because this function is this function is fine, but this function part. Oh wait, actually, yeah, maybe, yeah. This function is nonlinear. Oh no, whoops. This function is nonlinear. Because a common thing that you may do is I forget the name for it because there's so many silly dynamic programming names. But basically, you just kind of do I think how I think about it is just a prefix sum where you have you just kind of have segments and then some. And when you watch live portion, you'll see me thinking about those things. And I was like, maybe it's comic so because well, it's not. I don't think because this is nonlinear, and it requires the sum of a subarray. So yeah, it turns out there are two major ways to do it. Both of them are just like I said, either you know it or you don't. And if you don't, it is impossible. And if you know it, maybe it's okay. And I say that because I knew. Well, yeah, the two ways are, of course, divide and conquer. Of course. No. I mean, it's just the way I speak. I don't know. It is what it is anyway. The two ways to do it would be divide and conquer, and it's not divide and conquer. I mean, it is divide and conquer, but it's I think it's called divide and conquer optimization. I don't know. The names are terrible. And then the other is convex hull optimization, which also is or convex hull trick, depending on who you talk to. Also a terrible name if you ask me. Even though I mean, I know you could draw it out and it looks like a convex hull, but like the lower or the top of the hull, if you use the what is that called? The half algorithm, the monotonic chain algorithm. But anyway, that's a convex hull thing. But yeah, I actually when I saw this and I was like, oh, this actually is a convex hull algorithm, right? Or convex hull trick algorithm. But I honestly, it's been probably like 10 years since I've done it, maybe a little bit less, but not much less. So I didn't remember some of the things. I was trying to do it from first principles, but it's just been too long. I don't know if I wrote code for it last time either, and definitely not in Python. Though that part doesn't matter that much. I just didn't understand it well enough, because to be frank, because if I did, I could come up with first principles. But today, I get the principles, but I didn't know how to convert this to that. So there was some disconnect. The one that I recommend is called divide and conquer. And that one is easier to explain and visualize. So let me, and that's the one that I would recommend though. I don't know. I even that solution though, it's probably too difficult for interviews, and it certainly should be too difficult for Leetcode. But Leetcode's problem writers just a little bit lazy this week and just kind of took like a standard E problem and turned it into a thing and be like, oh, I don't know. Leetcode is silly. Yeah. So okay. This one is actually a little bit tricky for me as well to draw, because the way that I think about it, and this is maybe not the standard way to teach it. I'm still learning a little bit on this, right? It's been a long time since I've done it this way. But the way that I think about it, honestly, is by having a three-dimensional surface. Well, the surface is 2D, but optimizing a 3D or trying to figure out how to find a line in a 2D surface. And the way that I visualize it is by having a 3D graph, right? Which is a lot of different words to say. This is kind of hard for me to draw. So, but the key idea here is the way that I think about it a little bit is that, okay, for example, let's say, we have mid, right? Of an array, and then you have left, right. So, divide and conquer stuff. But the idea here is that the answer for mid, let's say the answer for mid is going to be some additional index for whatever. So let's just say it's here, right? So here, I don't know how to write it. So let's say the answer for mid, let's just say it maps to here, right? And this could be in a previous thing, whatever. But what this, I don't know, quadrilateral inequality, one way to kind of think about it is that, well, all that means is that all the numbers here, right? Actually, let me use a different color. Oops. All that means that all the numbers on the left side, their answers will be here, inside here. And all the numbers on the right side, the answers will be there. And that's all that is. And when you have a divide and conquer, then now you can, just recurse again, right? For example, in this case, so then now you pass down, right? Because then now, let's say you do a recursion, right? And then you go here, say, and then, you have this mid, which is the new right? So you have left, new right, whatever, and then actual right. but looking at just the left half, then now here you know that this maps to here, right? So then now here we take the half again. So then here maybe this is the new mid, and here let's say maybe it maps to here, right? And then again, the left side looks at the left side, the right side looks at the right side. And that's basically the core idea behind this, is that you keep on kind of subdividing, right? And kind of doing, and then actually technically, I guess this is this way, and then maybe you would have some like mid that's on the right side, and then that goes to, I don't know, here. But yeah, right? So there are two things, right? One thing is that how do you analyze the complexity, right? Isn't this like, you know, what if it could be very unbalanced, right? I think that's the thing that, at least for me, because I didn't think about it, it's been a while. I didn't remember the proof rather. Like I kind of knew the complexity just by, you could say, memorization, or just like from memory. Not, I didn't memorize it, but I was like, I don't remember why. So, and I couldn't prove it to myself doing it, but it is actually pretty straightforward. And this visualization is part of that, right? Is that, okay, well, how, let's say you're at this mid, right? How do you find this as the answer? And honestly, actually, it's just the most naive thing that you can do. And the most naive thing that you can do is write a for loop, right? So you look at all this for this mid, right? And then now the next element, right? The next two elements, well, this element, you are going to go this loop once, and then this element, you're going to look at this, you're going to loop for all this, right? And now you're starting to see that it doesn't matter how balanced it is or not balanced it is. Every time we go down a level, we're still going to look at the entire array one time, right? And how many times do you go down? Log n, right? I mean, you're dividing in half every time, so it doesn't matter what you, it doesn't matter how unbalanced it is on the answers, on the quote-unquote answer side, but as long as you kind of go down, it is n log n in terms of that. And of course, for this particular problem, there's k levels of these because, well, we'll show you the code real quick. Again, the naive code, right? The naive code is such that, you know, left depends on left minus 1, and we're just kind of, you know, trying to find the index in which this is the case. This is the case actually even. And yeah, and that's it. And then it's going to be k times n log n, which honestly, it still would have left me a little bit sketchy, but I don't know. My code took 16 seconds and it was just fast enough. And we'll go over it now, right? And honestly, this part, And what I mean by is that this is what I meant by, if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. Because a lot of this is, from my understanding, and though my code is a little bit messy, more or less the template that people use for divide and conquer optimization on this kind of DP. Also a terrible name, because divide and conquer DP is a different thing. And this is not that, by the way, in case you didn't know now, because, you know. I mean, it's not a completely different thing. It's just that, at least historically, when people say divide and conquer DP, they mean different. They don't mean this specifically. They mean a more general thing. But yeah, and there are different ways to optimize this. But first, I did the prefix sum. Of course, this is just so that we can do a lookup of a subarray in all at one time, and then, you know, you could do the formula to it, to sum times sum plus 1 over 2. Next, we initialize the DP. We set 0, 0, and in this case, we, you know, it's easy to get confused, and the way that I usually do it, I didn't do it here, is by denoting it, right? So here I would have to say maybe nk is equal to the min cost of solving the first n items with k partitions, right? Yeah, that's yeah. So that's DP. So and the reason why it's helpful to have someone like this is because then now you're able to say this, this part, but also the base case in general, right? In DP, if you don't have a good understanding of what you're doing, then the base cases are going to be confusing for. I mean, this one is pretty trivial anyway, but yeah. This is the G is what the cost of this is the cost of a subarray. I mean, the G is a terrible name, but during contests, I've been using F and G so that I don't have to remember. Well, I spent too much time trying to come up with a good name, and then I ended up spending time. But yeah, subarray value or whatever they called it for this problem. And then this is the dynamic programming setup. But before that, let's go, this is just doing it 1K at a time, right? One partition at a time, and I use C for partition, but because the answer for 5 partition depends on the answers for the 4 partitions and so forth. And this is the divide and conquer I told you about. Like I said, this is pretty much the template that people use. It's been a while, but yeah. But basically, you have, we are trying to solve for C partitions. We are finding the solutions for left, right indexes, inclusive, just to be clear, and the solutions are inside LR, right? Oops. Inclusive. Keeping in mind that L and R can be, these indexes can be reused, right? Meaning that, like multiple things can map to the same one. But that's honestly it. I mean, once you kind of make sure that you define it, if left is greater than right, then we don't have a partition anyway, or we don't have a solution. It's just, Otherwise, then we take the midpoint. We solve the midpoint by doing a very basic for loop. DP is, and this is the part where, you have to be better about DP. And honestly, I say that because during the contest, even after, this is afterwards anyway, I still got an off by 1 because I wasn't precise. But remember that DP of I is C-1. Well, C-1 is just for C-1 partition, and I is for this first n, right? First n items, right? So if it's 0, so index 0 is actually the first 0 items, just to be clear. So this is depending on how you kind of map it, right? So that means that for I, for the index 5, this actually means the first 5 items, which does not include I. I just want to make that clear. So this is the solution of the prefix, pretty much, right? Not including I, and that's just the answer. And then this is for, So basically, this is going from I to the midpoint that we're trying to solve for. And that's pretty much it. And then after doing all that, we have the best index, and which we will use later for the recursion, and the score, which that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to solve for, right? For here, we're trying to solve for the middle of this range, and for C partitions, we said the best. And then we divide and conquer on the left, divide and conquer on the right, restrict the range on the left, restrict the range on the right, and that's it. Like I said, this is going to be easier to say, k times n log n, which apparently, like I said, took me 16 seconds, so it's a little bit tight. I'm going to make this smaller so you could kind of see more of it, but that's pretty much it. I think the top is just a prefix sum. I mean, I know that I put the brute force one here for reference, but otherwise this is the entirety of the code, and that's it. That's all I have with this one. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and you can watch me solve a live in contest next. At the first instance. Okay, I guess that's fair. Messed up that one. Oh, this is clearly I clicked on the same thing twice. Okay. 7 point is a hard pointer. How am I doing on time? I like checking rankings just to see how I'm doing. But like there's so many cheaters these days on the top that like it's not even worth thinking about. But I don't know, just force of habit, I think. Okay. Nums in partition nums in the k subarrays and return an integer denoting a minimum possible score among all valid partition. Score is the sum of the values of all its array. The value is score of a partition is the sum of the values of all its array. Okay, the value of a subarray is the sum. Okay. I mean, that's still just binary search, right? What are we returning? Turning an integer. Okay, yeah, that's just binary search, right? Why is that 1000 if it's binary search? That's what I'm curious about, because I think it's binary search. But this doesn't make sense to me. Oh wait, no. The score is the sum. Okay, so I actually misread this. I mean, then I guess it's just DP. I thought it was I thought the score you minimum. Okay, whatever. Right? Maybe I'll explain it for like save it for the judge. But okay. I mean, is it just like not straightforward, or am I confused? All right. Oh, because there's this k left. That's right, because it has to be exactly k, right? Okay. I mean, so it's not straightforward, but I think there is this this trick that we've been doing. But I always like writing it out. Because then now, okay, let's write it out because I think I'm confused. But I think it's just like one of those segment tree type things. Right, so then now, so this has to be this, whatever. Okay. I mean, I'm just writing it because I'm lazy, but. Right, so that's probably right, but it's going to be too slow, right? Oh, did I misunderstood this? Yes, I did. Oh no, it's not sum. I mean, it is the sum, but I forgot that the t times t plus 1 over 2 or something. That's the score. I mean that's not that bad, but oh, still wrong. Why am I wrong? Because this is the brute force one. I know that this is not fast enough, but it should be right. Oh, whoops! I'm rushing that a little bit. Okay, so now we're right, but it's gonna be too slow because this is and square and cube, right? But this is a standard. Is it? I mean, it's going to be a segment tree type thing, right? That's just annoying. These kind of problems are annoying. Because I'm weaker on the minimum. I mean, I know the how to do it in theory, but the minimum thing is a little bit trickier. Because in this one, especially when you have a variable thing, is it though? It's definitely incremental, right? I'm trying to think about how to do the prefix sum, right? Because it's not a, or like prefix sum incrementally. That's the part that I try to think. Because the idea is that you have fb minus some fa, right? So that's the prefix sum idea, right? But then you have to minimize this sum, so you have to add it to all the numbers from the previous row, right? So we can minimize this previous row, but this part, how it's just and there's like a decomposition, but I'm trying to remember it or think about it. Okay, how am I thinking about this? So in a prefix sum kind of way. You have this. Or maybe it's not prefix sum. Or is it a prefix sum of prefix sum? Actually, do I know how to do this? I have to think about it another way. What I'm looking for, honestly, is my notebook, which I haven't gotten ready. I'm just trying to draw some things. Because usually the idea... So the idea is that you have something like this. But then now, this is the prefix sum idea. And we're just trying to get this part, but incrementally, right? That's how the DP part works. This part is easy. I mean, doing the function on it afterward is easy, but we have to do it before. Or is there another way? I thought this would be straightforward to be fine, but I'm wrong because actually maybe I don't know how to handle this. This is n choose 2. Can I think of n choose 2 in a different way? So let's say the total is 10, and you just like add a number 5, and it becomes 15 times 15, which is 225, right? Is there a formula that I don't know that there is, because then now I guess technically this is 15 for the prefix sum, but I don't know that I could do prefix sum. I mean, this seems like the. I hate that name, but it's been a while. Let me look it up. Comics whole trick, but I hate that name because I think it's just silly. I mean, it's been a while, so this is what I'm looking at, by the way, in case you're wondering. On you sucker. I mean, I could prove this by first principles, but this is gonna be like a 3-hour video. I mean, I get the idea, but so yeah, this. Yeah, I mean, I know how to do line 1, but I mean, I know, but I mean, it looks like this. That's why it's called comics hall. Well, the other way around. But what is my f of x? F of x is the previous value, but X. I mean, I guess this is what we were saying, right? This is if you do the, oh wait, no, I was thinking of Q3, oops, but this, we're trying to minimize possible score. We have a thing that looks like this, right? Oh, this is f of I and f sub j, the two functions. Okay, that means this is function 1 and this is function 2, and then we have some linear combination, right? This is, I mean, well, this is the f of this part. Is that true? So the bigger this is, well, the bigger this is, that means that there are more indexes, and the more indexed, this is the rest. So, okay, maybe I should write it the other way from visualization, right? So that means that this is the rest. So the bigger this is, the smaller this would be, which is true, right? So this definitely works, or like it fits. Okay, but I mean, this is solving another problem, and not really. I don't remember how to write this though. I mean, this is like sorting the slope. Does that help me? Man, it's been a while. How much time do I have left? An hour. That, I mean, it sounds right, but I am possibly too lazy to implement it. Okay, so how would I solve it? Do I solve it for? Okay, let's just set this up. Leetcode is stupid, by the way. Like, there's no reason why this, like, you just ran out of ideas and then you take a textbook thing and then you just put it on a problem and be like, hey, now I'm a problem writer. I get paid. You know, instead of actually being creative and being, you know, a good problem writer. Wow, 3,000 people got accepted? That's crazy. Do they just copy and paste some? I don't know. Maybe this is even given because this is not a 3,000 AC or definitely not 30% South thing or whatever. 20%, I guess. So we haven't done it before, and I haven't done this in like, I don't know, 10 years to be honest. So you know, we're all learning together. Okay. How to set up possible score. I want K on outside. What's the different default value? I mean, I had it the other way, but we'll go for it. Okay, and now okay, what do I do with this? Let's see. All right, well, we'll give it a try. Honestly, this is a Larry learning moment, so it may go not so well, and that's fine, right? Maybe. I don't even know if what I'm doing is right. Like, I'm just kind of, because I don't even know what this problem is. So we're minimizing. Yeah, I mean, we're maximizing this, but this is the same idea, kind of, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to see if I can figure it out. Maybe I can't, and it's possible. What is slope? But this seems pretty straightforward. Oops. I mean, to copy. Oh, this is the given thing. I was like, what am I looking at? Okay, so maybe that's not straightforward to copy. But, All right, so what am I trying to do here? Slope. Also, why am I appending 0 if... Oh, these are the indexes. Okay, so I messed up here. So then I see. So then this. So then. Where's the browser? Oops. Okay, this. Okay, so. TP. It's J minus I, right? Why is it I minus J? I guess they have it in both directions, so it doesn't matter. I see. But I still, I don't know. For slope, I prefer the end first. But, okay, fine. And is this left minus 1? I think this is left minus 1, maybe. Because you want the previous row. Right? This probably might not be true. No, I mean, I think that's true, but... But, okay, so with this slope, so we return... This is where this part comes in, but the slope, is it the sum? Actually, I don't know. Okay. Okay, maybe this is the part where I don't have any idea. Right? The intersection point. So we have a function. You have the two slopes. You want the slope for the left and the slope from the right, right? I have no idea anymore. Honestly, this is not a very good. I mean, it's a good explanation, possibly, but this is like for an intro version of it. So I'm trying to max some of the things from J to I. Right. Like I wish they just define like what's f sub I and f sub j, but then you have some insertion here. Trying to figure out the slope. So the slope definitely matters. Where does the j come from? Oh, j is the first element. So for a given I, it wants to find optimal j. So that's how, okay. So we try to figure out how to figure out the optimal j from this Q. That's basically what this is saying in a slopey way. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Still don't know how to figure out this slope though. Is it just maybe this, but well, technically it's this. Well, no, it's this plus 1. Maybe. And then now Q of 0 is going to change this, and then dp sub I left is equal to what? Well, in this case, I don't know if that makes sense. This doesn't really make sense either, and I don't think this is a max. I don't know why I'm writing it, but then it just becomes this is. Okay, so you have the index j. So then now it's from I to j inclusive. So then you have this thing again, right? dp of I think this is what I want, but I don't think that's quite right in theory. Because we're trying to find a maximum j, but in this case, if we're doing, I guess it depends on which way we're going. And if we're going to the left, actually, I think I confused myself. I mean, the indexes kind of matches up anyway. But actually, I think I want j here, and for each j, I'm getting the I, and I think that's actually more accurate, or at least the prefix sum is going to be really wrong. if I don't do it this way. And then now we insert this thing, right? That's the idea, to keep the invariant, right? In the back, right? Is it left or left minus 1? I guess that problem is only 1D, so it doesn't matter. I want to say it's probably this, but that doesn't really make sense though. Because you're trying to insert it into the next one. So I think this is actually x squared plus x. This compares to x. Is that right? Why is this R? That's just wrong. This. Why is this R actually? That's just wrong. I think this is not a. I mean, I mean, it's fine as a tutorial, but it will take me way too long to learn it and then do it for this particular problem. It's not a good. It's good for understanding. It's not good for helping you solve things. Okay, and I have to remember some concepts. Okay, so the slope depends on the last one, right? So the current slope. Why is this? What was this? Well, this is particular to that problem, I think, so. I guess this is the rectangle or something, but there's a non-zero chance I give up. I mean, to do later, because this is just, I don't know. I mean, it's learning a new thing. I don't even think, I'm not even sure this makes sense, honestly. So it's gonna be, okay, so yeah, the delta of this answer. Okay, let's figure out from first principles, since I think I have understood it enough. Okay, so what are we trying to do here? We have this thing, right? Do things by time, multiplying everything by 2, to say. Keep it simpler, right? And then we're magically trying to query for we're given a magic J in which oh man, I'm so tired. Then what's the slope? This function every delta is going to be the delta on the dp of this. Is that the slope though? I mean, okay. So then, okay. Then it's the dt of this. So yeah, I mean, no, this isn't, doesn't really make sense, actually. Because you want the value at here, or the value at here minus here. Does that make sense? I don't have a point. It's been a while. My hands are too cold. I think I'm confusing myself. Okay, so this is for the rest of it, so that's right. But then for this of it, I think I need to pass in J because we're comparing. Or maybe something like that. That's what I was thinking of actually at some point. I think I got very confused by all this. All right, let's give it a try. I'm not quite sure. Actually, they have it here, so maybe I was actually kind of on the right track. I just got confused by this portion. Now you want to see if you pop that one, right? So I use J here because I'm going the other way. And J, right? But something like that. I don't know. But I was trying to figure out. I think I was just a little bit confused by this part. But maybe particularly for this problem where this simplifies to it, maybe. But and this may still be wrong. I think this should be no. I mean, maybe that's no. You're popping. No, it should be maybe this at least, right? So that doesn't make sense because you're popping the other one. Where am I? Oh. Something like that, maybe. How? I mean, it can't be. We don't have zeros in here, right? Okay. That means that. What? Okay, so the second is 1K, 1 and 0, and K. Huh? Oh, this assumes that I is. I'm dumb. I forgot about this assumption. So then that means that these are the previous J's. That's fine. But I think this one may be wrong. No. The other one. Is that true? I think no. I think this is. Actually, I think this one is actually wrong. But well, it's still weird. So maybe I am. No, let's print it out. Why? How? No. Why do I have -14? Oh, well, I guess that's that's definitely not intended either. All right, I mean, it's not great, but it's not. It hasn't failed, so that's good. Oh, actually, I messed that up because the indexing is wrong. Now to rewrite all the indexing. That's actually annoying. I should put K on the outside. That's what I meant. I mean, for this, but also I wanted to print each one of the way, and that's actually kind of annoying to do. So that's my silliness. I just print DP then and see what happens. Should be okay for the first couple. I mean, maybe not. Is this the right base case? I mean, it looks okay as a base case, because 42. No, 42 is definitely wrong. How do you even get 42 from 6 plus? What? 6, 8, 9, what? Huh? J-I-R. Or, how do you have 42 though? Oh. No, you're not. I'm not even thinking about the ends I'm returning. I'm just thinking of, okay, if left is equal to, all right, this is fine, maybe. And then right, J, 42, I mean, this is not true and this cannot be true. So it just does this, right? Why? I f minus 1, okay, fine, just oh, I forgot that I multiply it by 2. Oh, well, yeah, okay, 42 makes sense actually. Okay, so 42 because it is 6, right? I mean, I'm off by 1, so that's already not a great start. Because because it definitely should have one where it only takes 5, right? So okay, well, it is what it is. I just have to change the indexes, I think. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So that means that this is actually, I might have to adjust some of these things, but no. Because now this is one indexed. Okay. This 12 is definitely still not right though, right? R is -4. J is 1 minus I, which is 0. I is wrong because I, what are you doing? What is going on here? This, now I'm struggling with all by ones, honestly. That doesn't really make sense either. Okay, so this is okay, the Q should be the nums, right? So then now, okay, so this is actually fine, maybe. It's just that we need this to go here and look at it. I'm off by running on my things. I'm trying to figure out how I want to handle it, and I didn't even debug these parts yet, which is probably wrong anyway. But okay, so if we are the first index, But that means that we don't apply to the 0, which doesn't make sense, right? I mean, this is the where because now this goes to n, and now we don't need it to go to n anymore. Okay, that's fine. I mean, this is this probably doesn't really make sense, honestly, but this doesn't make sense. Why would 2 go to 1? I mean, it's because my slope is wrong, but 42. That's why this is not what we just updated. That's what I wanted to have. Okay, this is better. Don't write 2 with. I don't know if the infinity is screwing things up either. But that's okay. Okay. The divide by 0 might be because of this though, so maybe I have to debug this first. Right, so let's print out the Q. But though it doesn't help me with the slope enough. Though the Q is also wrong. Because we did the first item, so then the Q is going to be wrong for the 1. Maybe I just don't need this. Yeah, I haven't done it enough times to know the edge cases of how I want to handle it. But I should be able to figure this out though, right? Because 0 is just a previous thing, right? Yeah, I think I just needed to define dp more precisely. dp so I means that it is not used. Right? So that means that this is right, but then that means the first row or the first thing is wrong. I'm gonna do this. So this is the previous one. What's it called? Nums? But I don't know if that's quite right either. Okay, let's see, right? Now it's still, do I always sometimes I don't have this anymore, that's why, but it still doesn't change anything though, right? Oh, oops. This thing is 42. I mean, this should think that it is, whatchamacallit, right? So that's wrong. Um, 0, 1. So that is wrong. Right, so this is definitely wrong. Because for this one, all the new one should be on the other side of the curve, because everything is infinity. So I'm just doing it wrong. And then we'll do the division by 0 after that. I mean, it's maybe related. Is this right? Maybe for this problem it's the other way. Maybe I just kind of copy and paste the slop. I mean, I could have changed it the other way, but yeah. Okay. This is more what I expected. And now we have a division by 0, which is interesting. So I put this. Oh, it's on this part. Alright, let's just ignore this for now. Which obviously breaks it, but it's fine. Will this at least give me something reasonable? I mean, divided by 2, it is. I mean, this is even right, the part 2 and 3. But I think we just. It's just because k is equal to 1, you take the entire way. K is equal to 3, you just get lucky in some weird, funky way. But yeah, actually, so maybe I just have to fix this. Because one of them, presumably it's because one of these we do want to pop off. Okay, so the first row, let's see, let's take a look at. Okay. No, I'm looking at the wrong one probably. Nope, still the wrong one. Okay. This UI is terrible. 20 minutes. I'm not going to finish this in time. That's okay. Because I mean, you know, main point of these videos is to learn, and I'm going to learn, so that'll be fine. But okay, so oh yeah, because I did it the other way. So this 0, so then after 1k, it's going to be 30, 42, 72, 90, and now 32. Is that right? I mean, maybe it's right, but it doesn't really matter if it's right or not. And this should be this, actually, just straight up. I mean, it doesn't matter if this is right, because it just, well, for subproblem purposes is interesting. And you go here, which is fine. Well, yeah, because you don't do any popping, so it doesn't do anything. Okay, 42. That seems wrong. Right? Because it is 6, 7, 42 plus 2 at least. After 2 go, right? Either that or it is 630 plus 3, 4, 3, 12. Actually, 42 is right. But I don't know if that's just lucky that it takes like one element. I think that's why. 54 is probably where it stops being right, just because it wants 5 and then these things, right? That's 30, that's 4, so that's 20, so that's 50, right? And instead we got 54. What this wants is, my slope isn't right. I mean, I guess that's I think the structure I have is set up is probably around what I want now, but my slope is not right because I'm not really understanding what the curve is. The curve is this curve, right? So that's the answer. So okay, let's put it in here. I mean, this part doesn't make sense. Well, I mean, I thought that maybe I could, if I compare the two slopes, then it'll be much better. But I don't know that this makes sense. Why would you do this slope? Because I'm just thinking from exchange principles, like why wouldn't you do J here instead? Would that make more sense? Or the other way around. This is what happens when you haven't done something in like 10 years. So let's just keep these as the indexes first. And this would be consistent. No, I mean, maybe here. I don't even know why we're getting divided by 0. Well, I think divided by 0 if it's if R is -1, which is a little bit weird. IJ. Why is this going to be this then? Actually, did I mess up the indexes again? Maybe I did mess up the indexes again. Okay. But then now this pops every time, which is not quite right, I don't think. No, I mean, I think this is more right, to be honest. But I've been messing up with this for so long. I mean, this wasn't ever going to be right because this is not happening, right? we're not doing the isotonic part. Yeah, but it's good to see it not working. But okay, actually, you know. After one, I guess this makes, after one is fine, right? So then now this is test 2. You have 0, 1. When we do the 2, this one should have popped off the 0, which it did. So then now this 1 to well, but then it's supposed to keep the 1. So that means that this one is off, right? So now it's keeping the 0. Is this right? I mean, it's consistent with this, but I don't know. Maybe if I understood this a little bit better. All right, let me reread this. So functions f sub I on some range. What is x? Oh, for all x. And okay, I mean this part we get. Okay, fine. But what is f of I again? Is f of I just this part? Oh. Set of functions, okay. Oh, I see. So f of I and f of j is just functions on the range, which means for xlm, and that is going to be based off the beginning, right? So I don't know. I think I'm not seeing it quite well, because for j, we're trying to figure out. So for a given j, we're trying to find i's in that I is to m. Wait, how do we find m? Where is the m? I'm confused. Oh, maybe I need this one. Maybe I can't do it with Q. Maybe I need the one with the sorted list. Maybe that's why. What is X? I don't even have the X right. X is the index. Is X the index? What is it? I'm trying to translate this form into even just like the definitions, and I'm not even doing it well today. And I'm sure all the people have pre-written code. Let me try to find M. I don't get it. Then what is INJ? I thought INJ is the indexes. Consider a set of function. Why are you not trying to find? I'm so confused at the wording. Why is everything so precise but not in English? F sub x. Like, what is I? What is J? What is X? What is M? What is going on? Okay. Each F sub I, okay, and then J would be this. Okay, but then in this case, what is X? All right, let me try again. Each F sub I of X. So we're given these parameters A sub I and B sub I suppose. So we do some sorting here on A sub I. And we have this A sub I in this case then for our problem, 1/2. They're all the same, right? I'm confused. What is the variable here? Yeah, okay, maybe this is a partitioning thing. Maybe this is better. We're already out of time. Oh, let me take a screenshot before I forget. Of the shame, but okay. I mean, this function is I guess closer is prefix sum, but I mean, we would definitely did it away. Okay, so we have dp sub I is equal to, oh no, it is nonlinear because of this thing. Okay, I mean, this is actually a better example. Maybe I should have clicked through it. Okay. Job J is better than job K. Option for job I. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was thinking of. Okay. Okay, I mean, this is math I can do. This is where I need pen and paper. I mean, I'll do it crappily on here, but okay, fine. We're going to solve this, all right? It's going to take a while, but we're going to do it. I mean, you know, solving anything for the first time is going to be tricky, but that's okay. We're playing around. Okay, so then now, okay, so we can go back to here, right? So, yeah, we have dp, we're trying to find dp of jk is equal to the min over of dp ik minus 1. I mean, this is actually going forward, but it's fine, right? Plus oops, plus sum from whatever, let's just say sum of I to j, choose 2, right? Whatever, just too lazy to write it. Okay, right? And so there are 2 of these. Okay, so you're trying to minimize over this, and that means that you have dp sub I k minus 1 plus this thing, right? I mean, it's this is actually, let's just say this is inclusive because I'm lazy. So then we choose whether this is for some other k. I think they used a different thing. Oh, and k is confusing because we use k. This is jkl. Okay, let's just say L. This is confusing, but that's fine. L, choose 2, right? So then now, so the sum of, this is saying that that's why they were comparing it versus a constant. So that part I got, right? So then now we can minus whatever on both sides. So then you have dpi k minus 1 minus, see, that's the thing that I was trying to figure out how to do, but sum of ij, choose 2, technically negative, so can I just keep it negative, right? Sum of il, choose 2 minus this, right? Yeah, we ran out of time, but okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this explanation makes a lot more sense actually than what I was doing. Okay, so then how do I write this? Or like, how do I convert this part into one that makes sense? Oh, I guess they're doing a prefix sum as well, so we could write it that way maybe. We'll see. So let's just say prefix of L plus 1. I mean, I, right? Without, I mean, without loss of generality, we can write this. I mean, I know there's a plus. Times, I mean, we could ignore the 2, I think. So we could just do like this, right? Plus 1 maybe. Minus prefix of j plus 1 minus prefix of I times the same thing, but I was hoping some stuff would cancel out and I didn't see it. That's why I was a little bit confused and still am maybe, right? So let's just say this, right? We'll ignore the 2 for now. We divide 2 on both sides. It's fine, whatever. And this is the part where it is tricky for me, right? Because then now what? Because here is some f of I for some reason. Can I simplify this? I mean, I know that there's this part that's shared, but it's just this plus this, right? Now you have an n squared term plus this thing. Let's write on a different line. And that didn't really change that much, honestly. But okay, let's write this in a different line. So it's this, and then now you, write it out plus this thing, right? And now you have these two terms, which does not cancel out, despite what this thing said may happen. Right? I don't know that I get it. Okay, go. We'll keep reading. Oh no, they have this sum f part, right? But yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we want to do, but I'm not very good about it. But they had case 2 on top, huh, for the front. But there's no sum f, right? For me. Because the sum f is on I only. That's the key part, is that you collect the i's and the j's. And this part is linear, which is why they cancel it out. Well, not really, but it's this part times this, and then they just cancel out, and s cancels out. But what do we do about this for here? Do I have to write this out? I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe I have to write this out. I mean, it's annoying, but maybe I do have to do that. Okay, so what does that look like? It's just, I mean, x squared plus 2ab type thing, right? X squared plus 2a, or x squared plus 2x plus 1 or something? Is that the thing, right? Then it is it's this square. I mean, I guess it is what it is. I was trying to like not write it out, but I mean, I am in the learning thing, so right, so so let's see if this works. I will need some water soon, right? And then so I have this, right? Oh, did I miss a 2ab? Yeah. Maybe it's helpful, maybe it's not, I don't know. And then this part goes to the same thing, right? Except with j. This is what I would do on my paper, by the way, if I had paper, right? Okay. I mean, you know, but then you wouldn't see it anyway, so that's why I did it this way a little bit. Okay, right? And then now, of course, this drops out. Oh, I'm missing something because I deleted too hastily. I missed this part. And because, oh, I see. Oh, no. Okay, fine, right? So then it's this plus this part, which will bring to another part, like here, and then plus prefix j plus 1 minus prefix I, which is probably right? Okay, so you have these things. I think this is subtraction, right? Oh, well, whatever. Right? Okay. I mean, this is prevents, I guess, whatever. Anyway, these drop out, these drop out, this drop out, this drops out, right? Does this help me? Oh, because you have this thing times this thing, which we still have, I suppose. But now you have like this. I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me. Oh, it makes sense, but I'm not. Am I doing it wrong? Possibly. But at least, like, I don't know. It isn't at least. At least I'm sad. If we rewrite that as x, I mean, there's this thing you can do. I don't know if this makes sense. But then now you can add this back in, right? And maybe the smarter math people would have done it already. We have this, and then now this is just, of course, you know, with the reverse of whatever we just did, right? Wait, do we? No, maybe that doesn't make sense. Because this is still square. I don't know. I miss. Yeah, it's taking too long. My timer not even well anymore. Maybe I just have no idea. Maybe. I mean, but at least this allows me to kind of set up the problem, right? Or more idea anyway. In terms of what f is. Actually, they don't even tell you. They don't even describe it in terms of f. Wait, does it? Is this convex all d piece of j? So it only works for this. And this can be trivially true because it's prefix sum, right? This is just, if you pretend that's 1, then is this convex? Oh, I'm so confused. Maybe I messed up. Maybe it's my convex. I missed the first part, but or it's the other version, but it's another one. No, it's just this one. It's the other source that they said is very obvious from code force. I mean, I know the geometry. It's just been so long. This is very straightforward geometry, but okay, maybe I needed the more general version because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing anything with each tree. I mean, this is what we want, actually. I don't know anymore. All right, let's cheat and take a look at someone else cheating answer. This is divide and conquer. Did I mess up? Is it divide and conquer? Maybe I didn't need comic solve. I'm gonna submit just to like save down the problem, and then I'm gonna clear it, save down my submission. I know it's wrong, but what would that look like if it's divide and conquer? And of course, I saved it down, and it still doesn't even show up because I wanted my naive solution back. Let's see. I have to go back to the Leetcode problem set to find it. Hang on. Sorry, friends. What's this one called? Minimum partition score. I don't even see it on the thing. Leetcode is so disappointing. But maybe I did it the wrong way. Maybe I just was thinking about a different thing. Okay, so this is the quote unquote non-contest version because there's some weird things about it. Okay, I just wanted the my naive code back. That's all. I know that this is wrong, but it's my wrong answer. Okay. So it was some divide and conquer thing. How do I divide and conquer? But divide and conquer is n cubed, right? Am I thinking this wrong? I messed up. Alright, let me cheat again. I don't know how to divide and conquer, maybe. It's basically how is that not n cubed though? Am I thinking of something else? Oh man. All right. should have taken the other one. I should have taken it back. Hang on. I wanted my prefix. I was gonna just copy and paste my prefix some, but I guess it's fine. I can type it out again. Okay. Okay, and then now how does that work? Nope. Something like that. I think. And then how would divide and conquer work? Why do I write it this way? Maybe I would just write it this way. And then see if we could. Also gonna how do you write it? Left, right. No, wait. Yeah, no, that should be right. Left is terrible. Let's go to see. Something like that, right? I don't remember quite how I write this. Maybe this isn't quite what I want actually. Yeah, fine. Let's just do it the way that I was originally writing. My hands are getting so cold, honestly. We want to fill out if left is equal to right, then we have one element, then what do we set it to? It's just by itself then, right? Nope, that's not right. No, that's right. Yeah. Does that make sense? Something like that. And now we just do I always forget which one. I think that's the one. Wait, is it? And then you want that's right. Well, now we have just a TP version. You have a total thing, right? Yeah. Hope my indexing is right, but okay. Wait, no, we did. I'm so confused. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's the score from mid to eyes. I don't know if I know what I'm doing anymore. Wait, a minute, yeah. How is this fascinating? I'm waiting for someone else. But okay. TPC. I guess I've made. Maybe I should. I don't know if I need more defensive programming, but is this right? No, this is inclusive, but I don't know if I need to. Okay, does it want at least and not index our value kind of thing? Yeah, that's what I was wanting for, even though I didn't return an answer. C minus 1. Oh, wait, no, this is wrong. No, this is right. Then where is it? Oh, maybe it's the I, not the. Not the C minus 1. I. Oh. I just want to see where is it going out of bounds. Okay, so it's on this part. Oh, C goes to K. Do I have K plus? Oh, K plus. Oh, I did it. Okay, that's just dumb. But that shouldn't have. Oh yeah, no, this is wrong too then. I keep on doing it this way. I mean, I made a mistake last time, so. Okay, seems like it's not airing. So then now we can. Again, I made a mistake where I used the wrong indexing. Do I not have the thing? Let's do an infinite loop. I should didn't think of an infinite loop. I mean, now it's timed out, which is fine. I have to print some print statements, pretty print statements. Does it take that long to time limit? Do I do something too crazy? What I mean is that I expect it to be output limited earlier, like now. But okay. 2-0. I messed something up. I mean, I could have messed something up, but solve for the mid. So 2-0, right? 2 zeros, 2 zeros is why did I not print C? Okay. I mean, all right. Well, left is greater than right is not going to be right, but why is that? How did that happen? I guess I should have looked at it before I'll just, okay, 2 0, 2 0 2 0 0, right? So this does an I is I mean, it doesn't matter. So I have to figure out what the best I is, but I mean, it's going to be just 0, right? So this will remain 0, but this is 2 oh, because I guess this thing. How can it go under though? I guess this is where we look. Okay. So 2, 0, 3. I guess we cut off the 1, so 0, 0 does some magic, and then it's 2, 3, right? 2, 3. Why did I get 2, 1 from 2, 3? 2, 3. This is mid is probably going to be. Oh, that I guess I have to do some. I'm just dumb, maybe. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense, does it? But mid, okay, so 2, 3 mid is going to be 2, right? I mean, I expect like a 2, 2. What? That doesn't make sense. Why is 2, 3 going 1? What? Oh, because this mid is going to be 2, and then it's going to be mid minus 1. Oh, I put in the wrong one. I was like, that doesn't make sense. It's like segment trade. I'm just being crazy. I don't need this anymore. This away without. Really? I don't think I need this, but I definitely expected to. Oh, I was like, I looked at this. I was like, how did I get the right answer? I don't think I print out anything. I was like, that would be miracle. But no, this is like the empty arrays are my answer. But yeah, and I'm just being silly. So for no, it should be just do, right? Like you need the entire array, you need the entire thing. So okay, that's not quite right either though. The last element and then the thing, right? Problem is, I did this like in a weird way. That doesn't make sense. Otherwise. Okay, so the first row is for 0, then 15, 0, 0, 3 doesn't really make sense. Did I mess up something? Is this right? I feel like there should be a delta in here. Why am I getting 15? Oh, 15 doesn't even make sense because actually I guess it's 5. I forgot that I do divide it by 2, so 15 makes sense maybe, but is this right? No, I mean, yeah, you divide and conquer, then now you do look. This is what happens with L and R and left and right. I'm confusing every which way. Here's the mixed sounds. What I return 0? Yeah, okay. Why is it 0 and not? I don't know. This cannot even have a value, I don't think. Because what does having 2 over 1 element mean? I am very bad at this apparently. Even divide and conquer. What did I equip on? Okay. All right. Because basically it is saying, okay, the best index, okay, for mid, we go for the order indexes, right? Then the best index for the next index is going to be in this range, and this is going to be on this range. So, okay. Was for it's just about printing it again. Yeah, I mean, for 0 and let's just say mid. For the mid 1, the best I is 0. I mean, all this is true, but then the value is wrong, right? Because this is this mid? No, we're solving for mid, so this should be mid. Left, right, left, okay. Mid is 1, fine. This best index is 0, which is, well, I mean, it has to be, because everything else is infinity. It is 0, but this is the wrong part, right? The best part. This is 0 for when I is 0, but this is wrong. Is this wrong? What? What is going on? Yeah, I mean, this gets updated. I guess I don't know, just what we want to see. But we don't want to verify this line. I mean, the best I actually makes sense for all of these, but then why is the math wrong? This is from I, C minus 1, G of mid. Wait a minute. Is this wrong? Is my prefix sum wrong? That would be fun if all this time my prefix sum was wrong. And I'm just like being a dumbo, which is, you know, not unsurprising, but so I did it in the other direction. Did I do it in the other direction? Mid we're trying to solve for mid from, what is I? Do I have to sort this? Okay, well, mid is 2 and I is well 0, because that's what the best is, and we're trying to minimize. Sure. I guess I'm too dumb to figure it out without looking at it, I suppose. I don't know. Okay, I mean, am I doing this wrong? It's from mid to I inclusive, right? So mid, well, the other way around, but yeah, so the mid is 1, so why is this 0? Do I have another function defined that I don't know about? I don't get it. What? Sometimes I'm just like baffled, so baffled that like I didn't even, I don't think about debugging this because I just don't know how it could be wrong. 6 and 0, right? Is that not what? Do I have another function defined somewhere? I don't get it. Why is this giving me 0 when this is 6? Huh? Why? I am really baffled. Why are they both 5? Wow. If it turns out that my prefix, did I do this weird? Oh, it's because my left right are skewed. Oh my god, Larry, you dumbo. I guess it's just one of those days. Because for some reason okay. Okay, Larry. Okay, I mean it's wrong, but at least it's wrong in a way that I can. Because I was just I never okay. So there's some sort of mistakes that you just really don't realize you can possibly make. Okay, so let's see. Ah, man. 21 is fine. Is it 6 times 5? Is it? For one, oh, yeah. Then 6, 7, 42, okay. 15, 35, 36, 45, okay, right? G is okay, lead piece of I, right? Then why is it wrong? I get 31 here. It's because my mid, okay, and then the best index is 1. So 1, 2, so that's 4, that's 12, right? Or 6. 6 plus, this doesn't make sense then, because it's, yeah, okay, I double counted, that's fine. So L is equal to 0, this is awkward, right? Maybe I need to I need to fix some stuff. Yeah, I think I need to fix this, because otherwise this is just nonsense. Okay, that's fine. I should have done it that way anyway, but dp mid plus 1. It's still wrong, but what am I printing these days? I mean, that's because I'm printing the wrong thing now. Yeah, this makes more sense now that I'm a little bit more consistent about it. Well, okay. The indexing, I have to audit everything again. That's just weird, but okay. Yeah, the indexing is clearly weird, because 0, 1 should be 6. But only the DP is off by 1. I said DP. So why? I'm like really bad today, turns out. Press I mean, it just means that this probably loops around or something. That doesn't even make sense. Oh. Actually, now this is the case. Yeah, okay. Because now I have to readjust. I added a thing, so then now it's not -1 anymore. I haven't done this idea in a while, the divide and conquer, but none of my mistakes are. My mistakes are caustic mistakes with off by 1. I'm gonna give a YOLO submit. I thought it was n cubed though, but now that I look at this loop, this is why you always write it out. N squared log n, is that fast enough? Maybe not, apparently. Oh, 16 seconds, yuck. Not good at the analysis on this one, to be honest. I mean, it's fine. I do wonder if anyone did it with Comics Hall. I mean, this is Comics Hall clearly, right? But I couldn't. I mean, yeah, I just haven't done it in a long time. So, oh, they did do the thing that I was doing, but I'm trying to see where they call get. Uh, hmm. I mean, yeah. What is S of I? Prefix sum. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's been a long time. Obviously I have to review Comics Hall if I care about it. That is my first thought, though. I mean, I know enough to know about it, but it's been a while. Uh, I guess that's the evaluation of the slope. Hmm. I mean, this is also what you want. But I forgot about divide and conquer. Well, I was stuck on that idea, and I just kind of on Comics Hall, I didn't really think about it. It's kind of so useless. This leaderboard now. You can't even like look at real code anymore. It's just a bunch of cheaters, probably. I don't know. How do they do it? They did it with Comics Hall too. Yeah, one of the trusted smart people, or people that I trust is smart. Though, yeah, it's been a. I gotta practice Comics Hall if I care, but maybe not. I mean, yeah, maybe I just didn't understand. Maybe I don't understand the Comics Hall stuff clearly. Divide and Conquer understood, but then I just had a lot of issues with silliness, which is fine. But yeah, haven't done this in a while though. Actually, I don't. Is it N cube? I guess amortize it is not. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this problem, this contest, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, do good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.